Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
Bwaaa!
Bwaaa trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a Friday edition of Bwaaa. King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty, and welcome to the Friday segment, That Ain't Right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Rusty, we are going to go over a few more of these minor characters.
Yeah, I like the minor characters.
There's so many of them in King of the Hill that I feel like some of these guys don't get covered well. Right?
No, they don't. They don't get covered well. Some of them really don't. You don't really think about them. They're there for that episode, and until the next time you watch that episode, you're not going to generally think of some of these people.
Yeah, and some of them are such good guest stars too. And
yeah,
they only have a few lines.
Well, then you have some of them like in our last episode that we watched, Debbie, and our sound engineer here was just talking about how
give him a shout out. Mason. He just started.
Yeah, he just started. He's our
Mason. Say something. There he is.
There he is. There you go. You heard him, guys. That's our sound engineer over there. Right. So he was saying that he was kind of surprised at how many times Debbie actually appears without actually appearing. She actually has 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5, 6, 7, 8 appearances over seasons 2, 3, and 4. Then you don't ever see her again. So a lot of these, the season that marks off a lot of the main characters that everybody knows, and pop culture references and Rusty Shackelford and all that only happens in the first 4 seasons. Rusty Shackelford references don't happen but 5 times. Rusty Shackelford is referenced 5 times, and then you get the one the Shackelford episode where Rusty Shackelford actually comes and is pissed off about identity theft, and that's it. You don't get a ton.
It never happens.
No, because I really thought that the pocket sand and all that, I really thought there was way more episodes. But if you think about it, the screenshots that you get of them, if there was a pocket sand bonanza, and it was every 15 or 20 episodes, you would have highlight reels of it. But the only thing you find highlight reels are of Hank saying "Bwaaa."
Sure.
Our podcast title.
So our first character, and we are literally just going down the line, and this is all in alphabetical
Is this
order,
back from where we were at on the list?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were actually in an alphabetical order.
So
I didn't notice that we were.
Yeah. This is minor characters 2.
Minor characters.
We're going to do 10 of these.
Part 2.
And the first one, Monsignor Martinez.
Monsignor Martinez. Yeah, I like him.
So he's voiced by Mike Judge.
Yeah, he's voiced by Mike Judge.
And here's what it says. Monsignor is a gun-toting priest anti-hero on the show within the show called Los Dias y las Noches de Monsignor Martinez. That's a lot of words.
Yeah, so it means the days and nights of Monsignor Martinez, which was a TV show that ran from 1997 to 2009.
Clips of his program are inserted into episodes as part of a running gag. On one of these episodes, Hank mentions that Martinez is an undercover cop. See, that goes against
he's a mercenary.
What we just heard.
He's a mercenary, because this says right here he's a mercenary.
Yeah. It says the clips of his episodes which appear in the series usually feature him just about to kill one of his nemeses when solemnly uttering his catchphrase, Vaya con Dios, often preceding a melodramatic explosion. In the 8th season episode, Flirting with the Master, the actor who plays Martinez invites Peggy to Mexico City, tutor his children, all that stuff. Here's the interesting part, and we've talked a little bit about this before. It says a live-action pilot was filmed featuring the character, but never aired because Fox didn't think it would be a very good idea to have a show about a Catholic priest shooting.
Do you know the story behind it? I found the story behind how it happened. Okay, so there was
that thing does exist.
It does now exist, but it hasn't. It's only existed on YouTube, that little clip, since 2020. Oh. So what happened was there was a. They thought it was long lost, of course. Like you said, Fox scrapped it because they didn't think it was any good. And generally,
they didn't
when
want a priest going around shooting people.
Yeah, and then whenever you scrap these things like that, they get lost in the ether, and then you have people who are a part of these things that go dig in the trash.
Well, we talked about Reddit last time, and there's a lot of found media stuff on Reddit.
Yeah, so there was this guy named Joe Kleeman. I'm going to try to see if I can find out how to get a hold of him because he would be great to talk to for an episode. That would be awesome. But, well, he happened to be going through his VHS collection, and sure enough, in his VHS collection, he had the pilot. The actual pilot tape with all of the markings and stuff.
I've seen Monsignor Martinez riding around what seems to be like a golf cart on a tarmac somewhere. Yeah, like that's one of the clips that I've seen.
Yeah.
I wish to God they had made this show.
I wish they had made the show too, but I really just my curiosity is like, how does this guy end up with it? That's what I was curious. Like, how did he end up with it? But what they say is that the clip is so rough. There's no soundtrack. The audio mix is terrible.
A show within a show that is a live action that sprouts out of a cartoon, which is amazing to me. That is fantastic.
So, the story behind it. So Joe gets it from a guy called Stu Stiegel. Yeah, and he produced this pilot, but he also worked on Beastmaster 3 and The Drive-In Massacre.
Wait, Beastmaster 3?
Yes, that's what Stu Stiegel was known for.
Beastmaster
but I really
3,
thought that's cool.
It's personal.
Yeah, I really thought that was cool. So. He didn't know what the proper steps were for him to be able to release it legally.
Right.
So like he had to reach out to like Mike Judge and all them to see about releasing it and stuff like legally, so he could avoid getting in trouble for it.
It'd be so cool.
But
if they did that now.
So there is a
I think
YouTube
you can get away
video
with it now, right?
Oh, easy. Well, I mean, I really don't know how that would work. Honestly,
True TV.
I really don't know how that would work. But so there is a video on YouTube that actually gives you the it's actually by Pseudium is the name of the YouTuber.
Okay.
It's Pseudiom, and he does a series called Esoteric Internet. Mm-hmm. But he does the history of it. He goes through the confirmed copy and all this stuff. And where the only confirmed copy is located, all that kind of stuff. But he goes through the whole thing.
I would love to see
it's pretty good.
I would love to hear it. Anything. If you ever get a hold of anything, let me know.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna see if I can do a little research on that and see if we can get a hold of the guy. That'd be cool.
Vaya.
Yeah, speak it into existence, please.
All right, next character, Lane Prattley.
Lane Prattley
was voiced by Dwight Yoakam in his first appearance.
Dwight Yoakam, yeah.
And then Dave Thomas later.
Dave Thomas, you mean like Wendy's?
Well, okay. So I had to put a note in here for myself.
Yeah.
It's not the Wendy's guy, and it's also not the actor from SCTV. So this is Dave Thomas, the voice actor.
You mean Lane Prattley of Cadillac Honda, right?
Yeah. So Lane is a sleazy car dealer who owns Prattley Ford and Prattley Hyundai. And as he says, I got my eye on Prattley Cadillac. My daddy ain't doing so good. Which is a wonderful thing to say.
Yeah.
Lane once owned a women's roller derby team that Peggy and Luann skated for before Peggy organized the skaters into a buyout and quit.
So I looked at the Dave Thomas guy, and what he's mainly known for is actually video games, voice
cartoon
acting.
Voiceovers.
He did.
Stuff like that.
He actually did a voice of a character called Desaro in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater and Metal Gear Solid 3 Substance. So.
Okay.
And Red Faction 2. He did a voice for...
Red Faction 2.
Those are all good games.
I have no idea what any of those are.
Those are really good games.
All right. Our next one is Buckley. I did not know that he had a first name.
Oh,
It's
he does?
Mark Buckley.
No.
Buckley's his last name.
Buckley's his last name?
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I just thought it was Buckley.
Well, what's Buck's real name then?
Buckley is the
Look at
slacker
Buckley.
boyfriend of Blue Ann. Spoiler alert for future episodes. He's killed in a propane explosion by his own negligence while working at the Megalomart
Yeah.
in the second season finale. We got that one coming up.
Yeah, he's only in season 1 and 2.
Yeah, and this is because he drugged the propane tank by the valve instead of its handles, resulting in a leak. The character did once return as an angel on the episode Wings of the Dope.
Yep, Wings of a Dope.
Khan buys Buckley's trampoline for his backyard, and Luann, who has been stressed over beauty school finals, begins seeing Buckley's angel.
Yep.
That is the biggest, like
That's a good episode,
I
too.
was this old when I learned this. Mark Buckley.
Yeah.
Who knew? Who knew his name was Bark?
Oh, yeah, and then here you go. So.
And this is voiced by David Herman.
So even though Buckley does die, he is forever immortalized in the title sequence. Even after Luann meets Lucky,
Oh, yeah.
Lucky is never added to the title sequence. He's never worked in. The title sequence is pristine through the whole show.
Yeah.
From far as I know, and I don't want to put my foot in my mouth saying definitely.
Man, that would be great if
but
the
I'm
title sequence
pretty
changed
sure
at some point.
the title sequence never strays far. I think they might have like variations, but it never strays far from the original thing. And another quip they say about him here says he hardly shows emotion, with the exception being when he freaked out by Leanne Platter when the last episode we just did when she was all over him. He goes,
yeah.
Someone get this skank off me. That's the loudest
Skank.
he gets. That's literally the loudest he gets throughout the whole thing. So
David Herman.
Herman.
We have brought up his name
his name's
several times.
He's done a few things.
He is
for us.
in one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Office Space. He's also
Office Space. I got to watch that because I went back and I was looking at Diedrich Bader clips because it's October 1st, so my campaign to bug Diedrich Bader is starting. And if you're hearing this and listening to this by chance, Diedrich Bader, please DM me. You forgot to DM me when we
forgot to DM
He didn't DM me. Well, that's what we had like a little exchange of like words, like a few exchanges, and then the last thing I sent him was, "Hey,
John Hamm, you forgot to
send
DM
me send me a friend request, like send a friend request so I could DM you and set it up for get the details and set everything up." And I never got anything. And it was kind of like with
it's strange.
The guy who does John Redcorn.
I
can't remember his name off the top of my head. But the guy who does John Redcorn, he sent me a nice, polite DM back saying, "Where's the money?" He said, "I'm going to need some money to come talk on your little shitty podcast. I need the money." So, yeah, he wanted a fee. So
that's okay.
If you guys want to donate, and I'm going to ask. So if you guys want to donate to the fee, the potential fee that we would pay to have the guy who voices John Redcorn, Joss. I don't even know his name. It's terrible. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Not Josh Whedon.
No, not Josh Whedon. But either way, whenever we want to do that, so just DM me, and I guess I'll set up a PayPal for Bwaaa. I guess I need to set up something for donations because I'm going to start.
DM us. Don't forget to do it.
Just DM me, and we'll sort it out, and we'll figure out how to get the funds to the guy so we could get the guy on the show. I'm going to call his agent next week, and I'm going to find out what the cost is to have the dude on the show. That way we could start drumming up
David
some
Herman
cash.
David Herman. They list him as a comedian.
Yeah.
He was in Idiocracy, Office Space, Futurama, Dude, Where's My Car,
Oh,
Bob's Burgers,
Mike
The
Judge's-
Great North, Central Park.
Mike
Beavis
Judge
and
crossover.
Butthead.
I feel like if you're in more than 3 of Mike
been on
Judge's
so
projects,
many
you're probably
things.
somebody who he knows personal.
Space Force.
Yeah.
Disenchantment, American Dad.
Didn't Mike Judge and Greg Daniels have something to do with Space Force, or Greg Daniels have something to do with Space Force?
Greg Daniels, because he was also The Office.
Yeah,
and
but
all
that was Steve Carell and all that.
Once you get into this group, you are forever. You forever.
Yeah,
have a
you're in
job.
there. Well, it's just like we were talking about also on the other episode where we were talking about Clerks.
He's
you
also
got a lot of people that are in that. Hey, Diedrich Bader's in Clerks too. Look, Diedrich Bader. He was the security guard. And
he's also
not Clerks. Jane Silent Bob. He was in the movie Jane Silent Bob.
He's also done some Scooby-Doo movies, which is kind of weird.
What did he do?
BoJack Horseman.
What did he do in Scooby-Doo? Just voice. Just
he
imagine.
was in Scooby-Doo and
probably
the
one-off
Curse
voices.
of the 13th Ghost.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
the sheriff.
Yeah. I got you. Just voices, random
he was
voices.
In Return to Zombie Island. He was Jack. I mean, he's been in a few of them.
A
Happy
bunch of
Halloween.
them. There's a lot of them, man. There's Scooby-Doo and WWE mashups. You know that? Yeah. They're wild.
So he played Lane Prattley.
Yeah, Lane Prattley.
No, I'm sorry. He
Buckley.
played Buckley.
Yeah,
Buckley.
we're on Buckley. Yeah.
Bwaaa tries to fight all through the night, deep in the heart of.
So next one, Officer Brown. Do you remember Officer Brown?
Is Officer Brown the cop who comes on to Hank?
Officer Brown is a local police officer in Arlen who is not averse to tampering with evidence and taking bribes from illegal food operations.
I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, he's the guy who was voiced by Fred Willard.
Fred Willard.
Yeah, Fred Willard.
One of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
If you ever want to do a show on that includes Fred Willard, on a show that I promise you've never seen, Fernwood Tonight.
No, I've never seen it.
I would do a show on
Fred Willard to me
Fernwood
growing
Tonight
up in my life was like the guy that was like one of the funny one-off like characters in a movie or a
Fred
show.
Willard he was a fantastic comedian. He played alongside Martin Mull for a long time.
Yeah.
He was in Best in Show. He's in a lot of these
Rob Reiner.
Well,
Spinal Tap.
Yeah,
I remember that. That's probably the biggest one I know him in is Spinal Tap.
He's in a lot of the Christopher Guest movies. Christopher Guest
they were friends,
wrote and directed them. Best in Show, Mighty Wind. He was in Anchorman. He was in
that was
Harold
good.
and Kumar Go to White Castle.
That was good. He was in Fun with Dick and Jane.
Space Force.
In 1977.
Yeah, the original one.
The original one.
He was in I Think You Should Leave, the thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
He did a little thing in there where he was playing the organ. The guy was around forever. He did some stuff with Tim and Eric.
He was in Austin Powers too.
Oh yeah, Fred Willard was a comedian's comedian. He was the guy that would show up, tell the funny story. Fred Willard was one of the best.
Yeah, he was good.
Absolutely,
he was in a
the
lot of
best.
stuff too. I'm looking at his filmography
it
right here.
It says that he was not adverse to tampering with evidence, taking bribes from illegal food operations, as explained in episodes 20 and 11, respectively, of season 12. In the episode Cops and Roberts, Principal Moss states that Officer Brown may be a disgraced cop who tampered with evidence, but this here used to be a man. His appearance is modeled after his voice actor. He does look like Fred Willard in the show.
Yeah, he does.
Brown.
Well, it's funny though because he's in a lot of like whenever we get to it, which is going to be a very long time.
Yeah,
Mike,
it's a while.
Whenever we get to season 12, he actually shows up in season 12 4 times, and not only 4 times, it's like every other episode from between 10 and 13 he's in. He's in 10, 11, and 13.
He's the one that gets starstruck by the ex-Dallas Cowboy and breaks all the rules and stuff. You got Willie Lane.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
Super Bowl ring and all that stuff. But yeah,
he's in that episode. I can't remember what that was called.
One of the all-time best.
New Cowboy on the Block. I think that's what that episode's called. That was season 8. That's actually his first appearance, I think is what that episode was, the one you were just talking about, because, I think it was anyway. Yeah, Willie Lane. Yeah, because Willie Lane actually appears in that episode. I want to say it's actually, no, he's not. He's voiced by a guy named Phil Hendry.
So our next character is Jack.
Do you know who Phil Hendry is? The Phil Hendry Show is a 90s radio talk show. Calm, rational host while simultaneously portraying any of the several outrageous and offensive characters who would engage in debates with Hendry and callers to the show. He does the voice of Coach Sowers.
Okay.
As well. So the voice of Willie Lane is Coach Sowers. We're going way too deep on minor characters.
Deep,
let me go back.
We'll get to him.
Okay.
All right. Our next one is Jack. Do you know who Jack is?
I don't know who Jack is.
Hank's barber.
Oh, Jack the barber, the old guy. Yeah.
So
yeah.
he was voiced by Brian Doyle Murray, who is Bill Murray's brother.
Bill Murray's brother, yeah. Is pretty much the reason why Bill Murray is as famous as he is.
If you've ever seen Caddyshack, he is the guy who runs the Caddy Shack that all these caddies work at. Yeah. That's Brian Doyle Murray. He was on Saturday Night Live after Bill Murray, but I believe Bill Murray got the job because of Brian Doyle Murray. They were all in Second City in Chicago and comedians and stuff like that, so they all knew the right people.
Yeah.
Jack is Hank's mentally unstable barber. Eventually, his distress affects his ability to style hair, causing Hank great embarrassment. Jack was almost forced out of business when a trendy salon named Hotties opened across the street, but he was able to secure Luann and Bill's services after Hotties fired them when they learned Bill was not the homosexual hairstylist he had been posing as.
Oh, yeah, Bill posing is something always is
Jack
a theme.
Almost went out of business. He is, I believe, that's just 1 or 2 episodes, right? I don't know how many episodes Jack
He's
shows
in.
up in.
No, he shows up in 4. He shows up in
Really?
season 3, 4, and 8, and 11. Dogdale Afternoon in 3. Season 4, Hank's Bad Hair Day. Season 8, My Hair Lady. And season 11, Luann Gets Lucky, which I imagine by the sounds of it is an episode where she meets Lucky, maybe.
Here is one of the smallest characters we will talk about. This one also is voiced by David Herman. Eustace Miller. Eustace is a wimpy, mustachioed...
Useless, yeah.
Yeah, patent lawyer and father of Bobby's classmate, Randy. Randy
Eustace.
Don't go in the caves.
Yeah.
That Randy. Eustace, I don't know how many episodes he's in, but he can't be many. Maybe a couple. But he is always portrayed as Randy's father, and he's
looking him up right now to
patent
see.
lawyer for some reason. I don't know why that comes into play. But.
Yeah, he's literally only in. He's actually he's in the pilot, I guess. Then
Yeah,
but he's also in
useless.
He's also voiced by David Herman as well.
Right.
But he okay, well, it doesn't say, but he played in that. The first episode, obviously, or not the first episode, the Order of the Straight Arrow episode.
Yeah.
And then he again played in another episode where he bought the Nazi canoe from the VFW. So he's the one who buys the canoe with the Nazi symbols on it.
Yeah.
From Cotton. Cotton claims that canoe belonged to Adolf Hitler for a hiking trip.
A hiking trip. Okay, next on our list of minor characters, number 2, Bob Jenkins. Do we know Bob Jenkins?
Bob Jenkins. No, I don't know who Bob Jenkins is, but I'm going to continue to look
Voiced
these characters
by
up as
Henry
you talk about
Gibson.
them. Who's Henry Gibson?
I don't know.
Okay.
Bob is a veteran reporter for the Arlen Bystander and is Peggy's main rival there. So he's the one that always like, oh, I see that you're writing a story. That that guy.
Oh yeah, the one that was all hoity-toity about her writing and was critiquing her stuff real bad.
His left eye was scraped out of his skull because he had a brain tumor, leading him to wear an eye
Oh
patch.
wow, Henry Gibson. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I know who he is now. He was on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. You know what that is?
Henry Gibson has been around for many, many years, and until you said that, I didn't put face to name.
Yeah.
But I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was in. He was Wilbur in the '73 animated.
Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, he did Charlotte's
Yeah.
Web. Yeah, he did,
Yeah.
and then he was the Illinois Nazi leader in the Blues Brothers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's
he was
Henry
in
Gibson.
that.
Yeah.
And he was
You're
in The
absolutely right
Burbs
about that.
with Tom
Yeah.
Hanks. He was opposite
always
Tom Hanks
played
in The
that
Burbs.
guy, that
Yeah,
little
that
mild
contentious
mannered,
guy,
whatever
yeah.
guy. Yeah. When Peggy thinks that Waffle House beat is beneath her, Bob takes it over and breaks the story of Dale as the smoking bandit in Bystand Me, his debut episode. He tells Peggy that whenever he gets writer's block, he hires a prostitute.
Oh wow.
So that's nice.
Well, yeah, we know what that means. Yeah.
So Henry Gibson, another long-standing.
Don't they call it post-nut
Hollywood
clarity?
person. I don't know. I don't know, but that's a good shirt.
He thought that was funny. See him laughing in the booth over there? He thought it was good.
All right, next on our list is Ms. Kresmer, voiced by Jennifer Coolidge. We just ran across Ms. Kresmer at Mother-Daughter Day at Luann's Beauty College.
Oh, it was. How do you spell that?
Kresmer?
Yeah.
Kremzer. I guess it's Kremzer.
Oh, cringe.
It says the teacher at the beauty school Luann went to, she is very condescending towards Luann in her first appearance. After Hank's speech,
That's Jennifer Coolidge, yeah.
After Hank's speech that gets Kremzer to change her grade for Luann, she acts sympathetic along with the other students, but is right back to her previously displayed bad attitude in subsequent
Yeah, she's got that Minnesotan accent. Like,
Where's your mother?
Where's your mother? I guess
Where's
Jennifer
this mother
Coolidge
you
is
talked about
Minnesotan.
so much.
Is Jennifer Coolidge Minnesota?
I don't
Maybe
know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see. Let's
I know
really.
Jennifer Coolidge is a very funny lady. She also was in Best in Show as
She has a lot of talent.
one of the lesbian dog owners.
Yeah, she has a lot of talent,
She has a lot of talent. That's right.
as they would say in the industry. Yeah.
She has a lot of talent.
She's actually a really good. She's actually one of my my favorite
funny.
like C-list celebrity for sure.
Super funny.
Like the bend and snap was always like really funny to me.
I would love to talk to Jennifer Coolidge. I think that would be a fantastic.
That'd be
thing.
cool.
She was just in White
Y'all
Lotus
should do that. Y'all should try that for y'all's other podcast. Maybe
Jennifer Coolidge, please be on our show.
Yeah, Jennifer Coolidge, please be on our show. How's the Jennifer Love Hewitt thing going?
We have one episode so far.
Oh, awesome!
So
Can't wait. No, I'm ready for it.
We're trying to move ahead.
Yeah, no, sure thing.
Next one, Sharona Johnson. Voiced by Dawn Lewis, a girl that goes to the same beauty college that Luann went to. Sharona is hardworking and intelligent, but is also very arrogant and puts down Luann constantly.
Okay, and
I don't remember this character.
I don't either. I don't remember that. Well, I don't remember her heavily. But the cool thing about it is this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so she's in 6 episodes over 3 seasons.
That's way more than I thought.
2 episodes each season, and then season 11 she's back for the Lucky's wedding.
Yeah.
So everybody.
Yeah.
Mostly everybody.
Anybody who's ever lived.
Yeah. Okay. So
show.
the cool thing about Jennifer Coolidge's career is that her career.
Oh wait, we're still on Jennifer Coolidge.
We're still on Miss Crimson, right?
Oh no, I was moving on to Sharona Johnson, but go
I didn't
ahead
even know
with
you
Jennifer
had moved.
Coolidge. You're good.
I was gonna say Jennifer Coolidge's career, her first like recurring role in anything this is her first like.
Oh really?
She's getting she's getting 2 episodes a season for 3 years.
Okay.
So this is like the beginning of her career.
It's not like she has a lot of lines.
And then she really doesn't. And then in 1999, she goes and does Stifler's Mom in American Pie, which does $235 million in the box office.
Big. Yeah.
So I imagine she made
some
pretty good money.
So the next one that we were talking about was Sharona Johnson.
Okay,
she's
Sharona
a classmate of Luann.
Yeah, she's the other person. She's on the same episode.
She is voiced by Dawn Lewis, but it's Dawnn Lewis. Dawn Lewis. Sharona Johnson. I believe she is the classmate that was pulling the hair off that lady's leg at the in the last episode.
Yeah, because she's also not in very, very many episodes.
I can't imagine.
But she's in the first 3 seasons. Okay, so she shows up in every episode where Luann is at the beauty show, which is only in the first 3 seasons, and then again she shows up in 11. So the actress Dawn Lewis is she's known actually for her role playing a woman on A Different World.
Oh, okay.
She played she was in Hanging with Mr. Cooper. She was in the film I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, as Cheryl Spade. She was Robin Dumars on the Hanging with the Coopers.
Okay.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper, sorry. She was on the Tap Dance Kid national tour.
The Tap Dance Kid.
Other work, True Crime New York City.
My mom to go to the Tap Dance Kid.
Granny Grimm she voiced. She voiced Shiva in Mortal Kombat video game. Let's see.
She's done a lot of
Futurama.
Voice work.
She does the wife of Hermes Conrad on Futurama, the Jamaican guy.
Oh yeah,
his wife. She does the voice of his wife. I don't know. That's one of my favorite things about doing these things and seeing all these actors,
finding all the connections,
finding all the cool stuff that they've done. Because she's attached to Futurama in a kind of big way. So any specials they've done. Like the Futurama Bender's Big Score and then Into the Wild Green Yonder Futurama stuff. She's a part of everything in the Futurama world because she's, one of the main characters' wives. Yeah. So she pops up quite a bit in that.
All right. Our ninth, our penultimate character here. Chris Sizemore, voiced by Chris Elliott, one of my favorites of all time.
Chris Elliott. It's great that he gets an episode on King of the Hill. I really hope that when I click on this, it'll show that he's in more episodes than one, and he is in multiple episodes.
I'm
so that's
huge
good.
Letterman fan, so I was a huge Chris Elliott fan. Cabin Boy is a ridiculous, stupid movie, but
I need to. What you need to do is send me a list of Chris Elliott stuff to watch because I don't like the only Chris Elliott I know is the fucked up hand Chris Elliott on Scary Movie.
Oh,
that's literally the only.
That
outside of the David Letterman Chris Elliott. The only Chris Elliott I know is Chris Elliott with a fucked up hand.
So Chris Elliott as Cabin Boy is fantastic, and it's one of the only movies that David Letterman actually appears in.
Okay,
he's on the dock selling sock monkeys. And he asked Chris Elliott, "Hey, you want to buy a monkey?" Which is it's stupid.
Yeah, so he and actually it's crazy because I would think that he would show up in a more like an earlier episode, but he doesn't ever show up until like season 11.
My wife will tell you that I quote Cabin Boy quite a lot. When I say, "These pipes are clean."
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Comes
Yeah,
out of
I really need to watch that.
he finally has sex, and then he says these pipes are clean. So Chris Sizemore, a real estate agent that Peggy once worked for after she wrote a scathing article about him in The Bystander, for which she was consequently fired.
Yep.
So Chris Elliott plays Chris Sizemore, real estate agent that Peggy once worked for. So there you go. Teeny tiny character, but that's what this show is about.
That's it.
All right, our 10th and last, Gary Kasner. You know Gary Kasner, right?
Gary Kasner,
Voiced by Carl Reiner. He's
He's the elderly Jewish guy, yeah.
Who is Tilly's love interest. Yeah, which is Tilly is Hank's mother. He is her love interest following her separation from Cotton. He served on a submarine during Korea, but he tells Bobby he didn't see any action during the conflict. Hank was initially not happy with Gary, but Hank changed his mind when Gary threatened to kick Cotton's ass if he kept talking bad about Tilly.
Ooh.
That was a good episode, though, when Hank walks in and they're having sex on the table.
That particular clip of them having sex on the table did numbers on Instagram when I posted that clip with our social media stuff on it. I don't know, did like in the tens of thousands.
The submarine, then you see the Jewish necklace, and you see the cross. And
I'm pretty sure that video did like tens of thousands.
Old people having
views.
Sex. Instagram loves it.
Well, not only that, Instagram loved old people having sex, and then the clean peaches, that clip, that clip is still going up. It's at like 23,000.
That's great.
It's hilarious that like people think that's funny, and that's what went,
Well, this
numbers
was
like that.
our second attempt at minor
characters episode. I think it went well.
Yeah, we I think we mentioned quite a few here that people will love. Again, being able to hit on Monsignor Martinez, and then Chris Elliott and Carl Reiner's characters, I think is a big deal.
Yeah, I think it is a big deal. There's some really good.
Those kind of characters are what. I mean, it's not what really makes this show, but it does. It helps build the show.
I don't
lore.
think it makes it,
Yeah.
But without it, would you have a show? No, you don't. You got to have all those. You got to have the bit characters.
Definitely.
Yeah. You got to have the bit characters and stuff like that. And actually, that was TikTok. I thought it was Instagram that video did good. It was TikTok that did good on.
Well,
9,167 people clicked on it.
That is it for us. You want to tell them where to find us?
Yeah, you can find us at BWAAAKOTH on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, we are in the running right now. We're trying to get some votes going, and hopefully you guys will go vote for us at WacoAwards.com. Vote for Podcast of the Year. Yeah. Go for it. Go ahead and vote for us. I put my vote in every day at around midnight.
I forgot about doing it today.
So we appreciate it if you would vote for us.
If you vote for yourself?
No, it's not bad for you to vote for yourself.
Okay.
If you're not voting for yourself, that's bad because
you don't have confidence in yourself.
Well, you're your best advocate. Yeah, you're your best advocate.
Hey, let's remind people, if you are voting for us, do not put the exclamation mark in there.
Yes, please.
Their form does not like it.
Do not put the exclamation point on the form because their form doesn't like it. They need to revise that.
You could
figure that out and how to fix that.
You could also vote for us for other things if you want. That's completely up to you and your God. But if you wanted to vote for Rusty as DJ of the Year, and me as, let's say, Food Truck of the Year, feel free.
Yeah, that's great. You could vote for Mike for Food Truck of the Year.
Food Truck of the Year. That's right.
Mike Hamilton, Food Truck of the Year, and he's going to win that one. That's going to be clutch.
You can be Song of the Year.
I could be Song of the Year. Please vote for Rusty for Song of the Year, please. We would greatly appreciate some votes. No, but in all seriousness, it'd be cool if we get some votes.
Can you tell me something? I'm old, so you need to tell me what this means.
What do we got?
What is Trail Ride Group of the Year?
Trail Ride Group. Okay, so...
do you know, Mason? You know what a trail ride is? I don't either.
I know what a trail ride group is.
I hear them say it all the time, but I don't know what it means.
a group of people get together that have horses, and it's like a
But
party.
that can be a thing.
It's
because
like a party.
Like rappers and stuff that are saying it.
Well, but
I
it's
don't
like
see a lot
party.
of rappers on horses.
But that's the thing is it's geared for that like urban thing, you know what I mean? But it's horses and trail rides with rap music.
Okay. All right. Whatever,
So
man.
they have groups, like trail ride groups that are known for throwing shindigs or something, I guess. I'm not really sure. You know,
I guess,
I really
man.
want to know more
Sure.
about this trail rides. So
I don't know what a
any
trail
of
ride
our
group of the year
viewers,
is.
we're ignorant.
We need to talk to Script and ask him what it is.
We're ignorant, and we would like to be
It's just
informed
the
on what a trail
weirdest-
ride group is. Matter of fact, who is the contact at Waco Awards? Do you know who does it?
But I'm not saying it over.
Okay, well, don't say it over the radio, but ask them if you could like get in, like, hey, what is a trail ride group? Like we're just curious.
So there's
Just
several
curious.
things on here that are odd groupings, if you ask me. So you got like album of the year, I get it, band of the year, bar of the year, barber of the year. There's a lot of hair stuff. Bartender,
Shampooer of the year, edge up of the year.
I think there is an edge up thing.
There is?
There's an esthetician, that's what that is, right?
No,
Because it's under beauty and cosmetics.
it's an edge up in a way for like eyebrows and stuff like that. But an
Okay.
esthetician does like all that facials
Clothing
and stuff
brand
like
of the
that,
year.
and ear wax and nose wax.
Earwax. Clothing brand of the year.
Okay, skunk brands.
Culinary artist of the year.
Okay.
Did you say skunk?
Skunk brands?
Yeah.
That's the only brand I know.
Eee.
That's the only local brand that I know of clothing is skunk brands. Other than that, I don't know any other brands.
Event planner of the year. Fitness, personal trainer, food truck, graphic designer, hair and beauty, hair braider of the year, hair stylist of the year, lash tech of the year.
Okay. Well, we do have we are affiliated with two guys that are doing kind of big stuff in the music scene around here. They both now have physical locations for their music stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's
Prescription
true.
and Giovanni the King just got keys for a facility.
Oh,
he
did
hasn't
he?
released any information
Nice.
about what he's doing yet, but he just got the keys to someplace
You got
too.
all
so.
of that, and then you've got Pitmaster of the year.
Pitmaster of the year. Hey, vote for
I want to be Pitmaster
vote
of
for
the year.
Corey White for Pitmaster of
Oh,
the
who
year.
is he?
Corey White. He's a guy who used to work with at M&M's.
Yeah.
He
Big
does.
barbecuer?
Yeah, big barbecue. Really, really good barbecue. He sells plates and stuff on the weekends and stuff, and he's trying to save up
all
money
illegal.
to buy a food truck. It is illegal, but it's good. And, well, it's only illegal because
Love me some good
of,
illegal barbecue.
well, it's not immoral, illegal.
I didn't say
It's-
immoral.
Yeah, it's just illegal. It's just not.
Well,
I don't know.
I want to be voted for nail tech, for food truck, for song of the year. I think if you would throw me, in
I
all
don't
those
like the
categories,
rules
that would be
about
great.
food. I think that if Abuelita wants to make tamales and sell them, the cops shouldn't be able to go and confiscate her
Yeah,
tamales.
but-
What do they do? What do you do with confiscated tamales?
What if
Microwave
she's
them and eat
peeing in
them.
or something. You
But
don't
she's
know.
not. But what are
Well,
they?
you don't know
What are
that.
they doing with the tamales they confiscate?
They're feeding them to pigs.
No, they're eating them. You think that cop
That's
is
what I
going to
said.
smell these hot, fresh,
Yeah.
like really well-made
Yeah.
tamales away? No, they're.
Is
they're
it
eating
just
them.
the tamale thing that you're on? Is it just you're fighting for the tamales?
Well, I mean, that
Or is it
seems to
all
be
food?
that. Well, that just seems to be the biggest issue. Like people stopping like
tamales.
food trucks or food stuff that like nobody's getting sick off of grandma. Like
You don't
my best
know
friend's
that,
grandma's
though. Maybe
tamales.
they are. I do want.
Have you ever bought tamales?
I have bought tamales. Yes.
Well, you're contributing the illegal trade of tamales.
Well, you don't know where I bought my tamales.
I don't
'Cause
know where
maybe
you
I
bought
bought
them.
them at the grocery store.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of tamales.
Are
at the
they
grocery
labeled though? Properly labeled
They
from the
are.
grocery
Yeah.
store?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you get caught with illegal
UPC
tamales,
on them, the whole thing.
they have to be
Yeah.
properly
Sure.
labeled.
You don't want to get caught rolling dirty with your tamales in
Yeah.
your car. Yeah, that's right. All right.
All right, guys. Appreciate
That's
y'all.
it, man.
Yeah,
We'll,
thanks, guys.
we'll see you guys next time. And
Wimatanye?
we Matanya, too.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.